wife and I always had a notion that we wanted to start a business and work together in that small business entrepreneurial capacity. I think we came to the point where it was either, we need to do it, or it'll be sort of one of those lifetime regrets if we don't do it. We were in our basement in Virginia talking, and just kind of had a moment where we said we need to start a business and we need to live near family if we want to do those things in our life, and brought those together in Jacksonville, and now opening Good Dough have accomplished the second part of that. When we first were thinking about starting a business and what we wanted to do, we kind of, through my background, a little bit just gravitated towards food. In the neighborhoods we lived in, we always found like a coffee shop or those types of places where it was just, kind of the community coming together. It was in the neighborhood and you felt, kind of part of the routine. And so that was what we were going for overall, but we never found that right concept that sort of made us want to take that leap. We went into a handcrafted donut shop in the neighborhood we were living. Everyone was in line and happy. They had sort of a line out the door, so that spoke to us. And then after a few days later, we both sort of been percolating on the idea. Got really excited about it and kind of came to the conclusion that let's pursue that concept. We all have the ability to make other people's days a little bit better by the way we interact with each other. Just that aspect of community really speaks to Brittany and I, and we try to feed into that and sort of be part of that. We hope folks leave here with a little bit bigger smile than when they walked in the door. This is my first time going into business ownership, and then obviously not being bakers or cooks ourselves added a different layer to that as well. So there was lots of obstacles along the way. Brittany was speaking with someone she knew and said, you need to check out Amanda Gibson's Instagram page. She does great things. And so Brittany reached out through messaged her through Instagram, and they met and sort of kind of knew right away that we wanted to work with her. A few days later, she dropped off brown butter donuts, which was one of our signature glazes. And as soon as we tasted that, we knew we had to figure out a way to work with Amanda.
I was interested. I never made donuts, and so I like a challenge, and so I decided might as well see if I can actually do this and see if I enjoy it. So I didn't go to culinary school. I didn't take any sort of classes or anything like that. I'm self-taught. I think a couple of days later I ended up making donuts, and I just took it to their house, and I was like, okay, well, we can see where this goes. I just made donuts.
As we started to finalize some of our recipes and get it to a point where we felt comfortable sharing it with a wider circle of folks. But we started to do pop-ups, starting with Vagabond Coffee. We were there a few Saturdays, and the response there was very positive. So just kind of that initial feedback and that initial support to even have an opportunity to sort of share what we were doing, and that other businesses were willing to sort of allow that to happen was a very positive part of that step.
So one of the things that I really appreciate is that we're not just making a donut, we're not just making a glaze. One of the things that I really wanted to do whenever I became a part of the team is have a story behind everything that we do, or have a meaning behind something. The donut was a dream for Brittany and Logan years before, and you don't get to see someone dreaming of something that they haven't spoken out loud before. And you don't get to see the stories of me sitting in my kitchen and being frustrated, not being able to get it, or be happy with the product and how many recipes we actually went through. And so it's not just a donut, it is definitely a story. There's definitely some heart behind it. Somebody's passion definitely went into it. Somebody's long hours, long nights went into it. And it's fun to just listen to our guests come in and tell us what they want to see on a donut as well, because they also have stories to tell.
Once we got in here and opened, both the guests and the communities coming in and the feedback from the guests just kind of validates at least that initial stage. You can never know how things are going to go. It's just been great to see, people coming in the door and enjoying, the hard work that a whole bunch of people behind the scenes did to make that happen.